flipping it and turning it upside down. And verse 14, 2 Kings 21, and I will forsake the remnant of my inheritance and deliver them into the hand of their enemies, and they shall become a prey and a spoil to all their enemies. Because they have done that which was evil in my sight, and have provoked me to anger, since the day their fathers came forth out of Egypt, even unto this day. You see, all their high-tech equipment, their nuclear bombs and everything else, fourth largest army in the world, is going to come to naught. People have got to start factoring God into the equation. Jeremiah 23:14, I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem a horrible thing. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers, that none doth return from his wickedness. They are all of them unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah. It says, trust not in lying words, Jeremiah 7:4, saying the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord. Many people are waiting for the temple of the Lord to be built. They don't know that the New Testament tells us quite clearly that genuine believers are the temple of the Lord. It's a spiritual building. Jeremiah 7:5, for if you thoroughly amend your ways and your doings, if you thoroughly execute judgment between a man and his neighbor. Verse 6, if you oppress not the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, and shed not innocent blood in this place, neither walk after other gods to your hurt, then will I cause you to dwell in this place, in the land that I gave to your fathers forever and ever. What is that telling us? That is telling us that we don't execute judgment between a man and his neighbor. We oppress the stranger, the fatherless, the widow. We shed innocent blood. I'm talking not we collectively, I'm talking about the people in Jerusalem. And shed not innocent blood. You know, when the Jews read verse 5, you know, amend your ways and your doings, if you thoroughly execute judgment between a man and his neighbor. They seem to have a blind spot, and they leave out the word judgment between, and they say, thoroughly execute a man and his neighbor. That is what they do. Hosea 10:13, you have plowed wickedness, you have reaped iniquity, you have eaten the fruit of lies, because thou didst trust in thy way, in the multitude of thy mighty men. Now we have some extracts from a video we are going to put up on the website, and this is about Christians United for Israel. John DeLay, former U.S. Congressman, lives for the second coming of Christ, and he hopes that it comes tomorrow. We have to be connected to Israel in order to enjoy the second coming of Christ. What does being connected to Israel do with enjoying the second coming of Christ? To be connected to Israel to enjoy the second coming of Christ, it has absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. You know, we keep saying, there is no salvation by association. Being connected to the nation called Israel is a sure way to be destroyed, particularly if you're in the Middle East. Furthermore, the second coming of Christ is not a time of enjoyment at all, but rather a time of warfare, unlike anything that the world has ever seen. If I lobbies Congress for an expansion of Israel and a unilateral military attack on Iran. Yet again, we have confirmation of our declaration that Christians are supporting war and the elimination of an entire nation, and therefore they cannot be serving the eternal God, who said, thou shalt not kill, and love your enemies, not just even your neighbors. John Hagee says, support the state of Israel today, tomorrow, and forever, until Messiah comes. The Zionist state of Israel has nothing whatsoever to do with the Israel to whom the promises were given to Abraham. You know, so Abraham received promises, but the nation called Israel today is not privy to those promises, because they are not the nation of Israel, the true nation of Israel and Judah. These sad people are not aware, as we have explained, that the nation of Israel is a composite nation of about 14 tribes. There's a scripture to show the distinction. They think and act the same. For the house of Israel and the house of Judah have dealt very treacherously against me, said the Lord. There's collusion. And that's what's happening. The English-speaking people are basically the house of Israel. You know, they don't seem to be aware that the eternal God will bring his people he has scattered to the four corners of the earth because of their total rebellion back to Palestine. But this is a future event. The nation called Israel is a satanic counterfeit by Satan. The Pope has already secured the agreement to move his throne to Jerusalem. He is the religious head of, or he's the visible head of the great religious Babylon. In reality, there's a black Pope from Bach, who is really the man of business. But he's behind the scene. He's black because of his character, not because of his color. This fact alone should wake us up that this state called Israel has nothing to do with the Israel of God. You know, the CFUI and Hagee's Church are all already under control of the Vatican, and they don't know it. They have committed fornication with her. We will give you some figures later to show that they do live like kings. We just give you some of Hagee's finances. Hagee also said his support for Israel has nothing to do with end times prophecy or eschatology. The definition of that is the branch of theology which is concerned with the end of the world and humankind. One previously mentioned follower said that the battle of Armageddon is the battle between believers and non-believers, between Christians and anti-Christians. And he said that he was quite definitely looking forward to Armageddon. Another, I'm looking forward to Armageddon and the cleansing of the earth. But many of his members have conflicting views on this. You know, Hagee was trying to be smart and he quoted from the book of Deuteronomy, but he wasn't really telling the truth. The whole evangelical movement believes that they can speed up Christ's return by speeding up Armageddon, as they call it.